Hey guys, me again, doing another album review today because yesterday, January 12th, was a day where a lot of bands put out new material. And one of those bands that put out a new album was Black Veil Brides with the album Vale. So I've been looking forward to this album for more than one reason, but the main reason is that on February 5th, I'm going to see them live. Well, we are, both myself and Antonio are going to see them live with Asking Alexandria in Toronto. So I know that they're going to be playing a lot of these songs on the show because this is the album that they're going out on tour with. So I've been looking forward to see what this album was going to bring us because they're a band known for not being very straightforward with what they put out. Like they have some albums where they were more metalcore, some albums where they were more rock, then glam metal. They've changed their style almost from album to album. They're not very easy to spot in terms of finding exactly where they belong because they change their style quite frequently. So with this album, I didn't know exactly what I was getting into until I started playing it. And once I started playing it, man, I wasn't disappointed at all. I actually really dig the album more than what I thought I was going to dig the album. Because it had, well, before I get into that, let me just tell you, the album has 12 tracks. The first one is an intro from the lead singer. So if you cut that one out, it has about 11 tracks. It's about 46 to 47 minutes long, perfect length and perfect amount of tracks, and it's well balanced out. Like I said, it starts with an intro from the lead singer, and then it leads us to the second song of the album, which is one of my favorite songs of the album. It almost sounds like an Avenged Sevenfold song. Now, if you don't like Avenged Sevenfold, you're definitely not gonna like this album. But if you're into Avenged Sevenfold, even Hydrograd from Stone Sour, this album has a lot of similarities to those two bands. I would say that there's a lot of Stone Sour, a lot of Avenged Sevenfold in this album, at least stylish-wise, like in terms of the style of the music, the catchy guitar riffs, the catchy solos, and the nice chorus. There's a lot of those two bands, recent work from those two bands, and this album from Black Veil Brides. At least that's what I found listening to it. The album, the positives of the album is really the catchy choruses of most of the songs, the cool guitar riffs, really easy listening. You know, it's like, I'm telling you one thing, you start listening to the album and the next thing you know, you're tapping your foot and you're singing along to the chorus and you're bobbing your head. I think even if you don't like the band and the song is playing in the background, you're going to start tapping your foot and bobbing your head and like kind of singing along, because I would say most of the songs on the album are lead you to do that. They're so contagious. They're so well put together in terms of having like really cool guitar riffs with some really heavy parts, really catchy choruses, really cool melodies. So most of the songs, I would say there's three songs that I don't like, and normally I concentrate on the three that I really like, and I'll tell you guys about those. But I also want to talk about the ones that I don't like. But before I get into that, just continue with this idea that the album really had me at hello. Like the moment the second track, which is the first song, the moment that song came on, I was like, wow, this is good. Like I'm really like enjoying it. Like I could see myself listening to it in the car. Like this is really good. So it opened my mind, and from that point on, I was kind of open for the rest of the ride that this album was going to take me on. You know, it stripped me down of any preconceptions that I had of what I was going to get from this album. And it just allowed me to really enjoy that first song and say, okay, from now on, I'm just going to have an open mind and just listen to the rest of the album and see where it takes me. And I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it from the beginning to the end. Like I said, there's 3 or 4 tracks that I'm not a big fan of, just because I'm not a big fan of ballads. Not that I'm not a big fan of ballads, but I'm not a big fan of this style of ballad that they have in this song, or slower songs, if you will. I mean, 2 of them really come across as a ballad. One of them is just more of a slower song. So the 2 songs that I really did, not that I didn't like, but I didn't enjoy as much as the other ones, was When They Call My Name and The Outsider. These are the 2 songs that I would say probably fall under a ballad category. They're slower songs, slower tempo songs. And it didn't do it for me, especially because they were back to back. And I think maybe if they had one, it would have been okay. I would have probably enjoyed it and gone back to the rest of the album, which was more fast tempo with stronger guitar riffs, a little bit heavier at times. So if they had one, I think I would have been okay. The fact that they had 2 and it was back to back, it threw me off a little bit. I didn't like it too much. And then the song that comes right after those two is Dead Man Walking, and that's the longest song of the album. And I found that song to just like carry on for too long. It kind of like, I understand it's about Dead Man Walking. I understand why it was long and why you had the instrumental at the end that really carried it over for about 8 minutes or so. That's the duration of the song. I understand the idea behind it, but to me, the way they placed those three songs back to back to back, it broke the album right in the middle, because you start with two of my favorite songs in the album, which is the last one and Wake Up, which is two songs that remind me of Avenged Sevenfold, like super cool guitar riffs. The chorus is super contagious because you start singing along very quickly. It's really easy to learn the lyrics and start singing it along. And super cool solos. These two songs have amazing solos. So you go from two super high octane songs to three really mellowed out songs, with the last of those mellowed out songs being extremely, well, not extremely long, but really long considering the rest of the songs in the album. Because some of the songs like Wake Up, it's 2.5 minutes. So when you have songs that are between 2.5 to 3.5 minutes, and suddenly you have a song following two slower songs, you have another slow song that's 8 minutes. To me, it kind of broke. That's the only negative I would say. It broke the album in the middle, because then the songs that come after that are again fast-paced and fast-tempo songs. To me, the album would have been better structured if they had paced those three songs out instead of putting them all three in a row. Because it just, you get such a high octane from the first two, and then there's such a letdown as far as I'm concerned, because the songs are much slower from those three, and then it gets back again with high pace and high octane for the rest of the album. So I think the album, it would have been better suited if it was two faster songs, one slower tempo song, maybe two faster songs, one slower tempo song, something like that. I think it would have given itself a better structure. It would have made for a much easier listening experience, because I think what most people are going to do is they're going to listen to those two songs, and then probably when they get to the more mellowed out songs, by the time they reach the second song, they're going to skip it, because they want that high octane, that fast tempos of the first songs of the album, which you're going to get later on down the road with the rest of the album. But it's just that break in the middle. I thought it kind of broke my listening experience. It didn't feel, the album at that point didn't feel like it flew properly. There was something wrong with the fluidity of the music. Those tracks are not bad. Don't get me wrong. The tracks are not bad. They're good. They're more mellow. They're more like I said. They're more ballads. They're more slow, soft. Easier listening. Maybe for when you're having a moment alone with your lady. But like I said, they're not bad tracks. It's just, to me, the placement of those songs in the album, all together crunched in between super fast tempo songs, it didn't help my enjoyment of those songs. I think I would have enjoyed those songs, like I said, if they were more breaking down. But overall, I think the album is really, really good. It has really good songs. Like I said, the last one is probably my favorite. Wake Up is another really good one. My Vow is really good. I would say these three are probably my top three songs of the album that I enjoyed the most. But overall, I would say the album is very, very enjoyable, and at times it's a lot heavier than what you expect from Black Veil Brides. I mean, it's not death metal. It's not death metal, but it's more in line, what I would say, with Stone Sour and later work, and even with the stage from Avenged Sevenfold has a lot of that vibe in it. So, which I really enjoyed anyway. So I thought it made for a very good listening, and it was an album that I really enjoyed spending some time sitting down and just soaking it all in. It was a lot better than what I was expecting going in. So this is it for today. No more album reviews, I promise, and no more videos. But come back tomorrow, because tomorrow we'll have some more cool videos. All right? Take care, guys. See ya.